18th.
Good morning, this is Rebecca Clem, the numbers lady. It's September 18th. I made a mistake yesterday calling it the 18th, but today actually is the 18th. Yesterday was the 17th. We're in our number lock with 0 and 7, or here they make 70 when they're put together because 7 is in the tens and 0 is in the units. 70 alone, 7 alone, 0. When they're alone, they're units. But when they're together, they're multi-digit. So now we have 70. Now you could be really clever and say, what's this one? In fact, we don't ever say 07 because when there's 0 in the tens, it's still 7 in the ones. But if you're getting into computers, that's going to be the way you're going to see it. Okay, let's see what we have today. And I have some new gourds or pumpkins, but they're all part of gourds. And let's look at them. I'm going to put 7 and 0 down. All right, but they're going to help a little bit here. Let's look at this little one here. Look at the base. Look at the top. How many little chunks are there? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. It's a decagon design if you were to put polygons around it. It's easier to see a little bit from the base. You see there are 10 pieces like little pie pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is a decagon design. How about this one? This one's hard to see. Let me try the other one first where the colors are easier to see. This is a long gourd. You think it's also based on 10? Yes, look here. There are the 10 chunks. This one doesn't come all the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have to watch because sometimes the design doesn't come all the way up, but this is really 2 parts. So sometimes the base is easier. You can see all the little parts, but look at your own pumpkins and see. All right, I forgot to mention while we look at the next one, I've got my new Numbers Alive, Numbers Lady masks. I had them made. They match my gown. We found some little pieces of fabric that I still had, and we've made a variety of masks with them to match my outfit. And notice the numbers are also gonna wear little masks with the little pieces that we still have left. Okay? All right, let's look at some more of the pumpkins. This one's really cute. Here you can see it pretty well, but look on the bottom, it's kind of fuzzy because of all the white parts and the yellow parts. But you should see 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And up on here you can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're not always exactly the same size because, you know, they're like people. Our legs are not exactly the same size. Our feet are not exactly the same size. So this is real natural, but they are based on 10s. And look at this one here. Very similar. Doesn't have much of a stem though. Here you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 very easily. The divisions of the 10 parts. Okay. Now, one of the things that's really interesting here where it's sort of a circular based design as opposed to the comb design we saw the other days and we'll continue to see like here, the fence is what I call a comb design. Here where you're going in a circle, we have 10 chunks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like sections of a grapefruit, sections of an orange. And we also just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 demarcation lines. Remember when you're in a comb where it has a beginning and an end, you have one more support line than you have the sections. When it's a circle, you have the same amount because it comes back around. So when you're doing things on a circle, the number of sections is the same as the number of cuts. But what we call them a cut here or the support lines. If you're on a straight object like a comb or a fence or handles, you will have one more on the ends to anchor what you have, and then you have one fewer holes in the middle or sections. Okay? That's a good thing to know when you're designing things. And then here is a really cute little one. Look, he's really easy to see the little plump parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Easy to see them. Not so easy on the bottom. So sometimes you have to look. And the same with the big one here. They're not as deep of cuts inside to be able to see them all, but they all are 10. This one's just harder to see. All right, that's pumpkins today. And one last little thing today on the ivy. You know, ivy grows everywhere, everywhere. You can see the color. This is the new leaves. The lighter green, the darker green. It starts light and becomes dark. Okay? It's a very distinctive design where you have sort of 1 point, 2 little lumps on the side, and then 2 little much smaller lumps on that side. So it becomes like a sword. This was a design used, you see people making things in flower patterns and geometry and also embroidery. These are historical designs of the ivy because it grew everywhere. And it's nice. Now see this one, you don't see that demarcation so much. You just see the point and then the 2 rounded parts. They're a little bit different because of the way they grow, but they have, you know, 1 point and sometimes 2 parts separated by a little bit of 2 wider parts at the bottom. Okay? Look at the little baby one here. It has the point, and you can just barely see where there's the cut in here for the 1 little part and then the other little part. Take a look at your plant leaves. Learn about the designs. They've been used in architecture and geometry. They've been used in construction. We reflect what we see in how we build and how we live because it's here and people learned it and they brought it in for familiarity. It's an important part of how numbers are and design is. We didn't make all of this up. It was how we used to describe what we saw, and we used those designs, we used those concepts to help explain and communicate our life. Let's have a great weekend. Everybody be great. Remember, next week, every day is going to be at the National Zoo. We're going to see patterns in animals. The zoo is much smaller now than it used to be, but we're going to spend time there. We're going to see people. We're going to look at patterns in the building, in the animal structures, and also in the animal designs themselves. See you. This is the 18th, Friday the 18th, September. We'll see you then the 21st on Monday at the Smithsonian National Zoo. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. Numbersalive.org. This is the Numbers Lady. Bye-bye.